Hey beautiful. Hannah here from Reality Awareness. If you haven't met me, hi. If this is your first time to my live stream, please give me some love hearts, comment below where you're from in the world. I would love to get to know you. And Trust Your Intuition is open. The doors won't be open very long for Trust Your Intuition. This is all the depth of understanding of energy, of intuition, of deciphering what's intuition, what's not, why you're feeling certain things, what's an emotion, what's a feeling, what's the difference. Anything at all to do with intuition, energy, to get a sense on what's going on in the world, then Trust Your Intuition is open. And this is exactly like where I created Trust Intuition because it's everything you need to have a deep awareness of the energy of what's going on, so that you don't get knocked over, so you don't get confused, so you don't get wiped, and so you truly step onto your life purpose. Everything is in this course. So I just wanted to share that straight up because the doors won't be open for very long. I am going to share an energy update today, and thanks for saying hi. Yay, got me live. Hey Melissa, welcome. Aurora, Casey, Greg, hi. Tabitha, welcome, welcome. Okay, so I'm just going to share this, and I am going to jump into the specific cosmic energy update straight away, and I'm going to share the intuitive download straight away, just so if you only want to watch the start of this live stream just to get the understanding of what's actually going on and what I felt called to share on this live stream, then you can just listen to that and disappear and do your thing, because I all know we have busy lives, and I know that a lot of my live streams are quite long just because I love connecting with you guys. So if you've got any questions at all, I can definitely answer them for you after I share about the intuitive download that came through. And I really, I was like, oh, that's what's going on. That's why people are up here and that's why people are down here. Great, it's intense. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are like sky high and it's amazing. And then there's people that are like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what? Like, do you know what I mean? And then there's some people that are kind of like in the middle, or not really. I'm actually just seeing really two extremes, and I really wanted to share why. And the big shift, in saying that, a lot of the big extremes have come from because there's just been a big shift recently. So just let me know if the past kind of 3 to 4 weeks, especially for you, and especially the last 2 weeks, but especially the last 3 to 4 weeks have just been so much change, stuff that felt right doesn't feel right, what's going on, people dropping out of your life, people coming into your life, exes coming back, all this sort of stuff. Let me know if that's resonating with you. Yep, it's both. Yep, both for you, Tabitha. Yeah, so just let me share this live stream, and I have to concentrate on the sharing it, otherwise I get distracted and I don't share it, just like I started talking then. There has been a massive shift, yes. So give me some love hearts if you've been feeling really yeah, this is amazing, and give me some thumbs up if you're just yeah, it's what the fuck's going on, right? Okay, so let me concentrate on sharing this while I'm waiting for you guys to let me know what's been going on for you. Okay. Okay, so, and I can see my daughter messaging me 10 times. So I just had to tell her I'm live streaming so that I can concentrate. So I can concentrate. Okay. Here we go. Sweet. So, and if you think this live stream can help somebody as well, help them understand what's going on with the energy on the planet and what the F is happening, then you can share this live stream too, if you think it will help people. Okay, so I'll just share it on my timeline. Okay. As I almost sent a message to Adele saying, going on live stream, I won't be able to answer. And I didn't, and so she texted. Okay, awesome. Hey Anne, hey Pamela. Yep, both here for you too. Yep, so major shift happening, old stuff coming up. Yep, awesome. Yep, last 3 weeks, highs and lows, and then too much sleep. not work productive, so many ideas and the exhaustive feelings from the high and low crashes and burns. Yes. So yeah, there was like a period, like, you know, kind of, I guess maybe 2 weeks ago, where like so many of us were like sleeping like heaps, right? And then like, I don't know, for me personally, the past kind of week has really been like lots of energy, like buzzing energy as well. Like, you know, not like a like extreme high, but just like lots of energy. Like we just had lots of sleep and now it's like lots of energy. And it's interesting because just the other day, like I'm really starting to sense the energy, and it's literally like I'm a surfer, so I know the waves. And if if you're not a surfer, but if you can imagine the ocean and the beach, so it's like, you know, like waves will come in, right? So it's like a wave of the ocean. So imagine a wave of energy. And I don't know if this is how the energy actually comes in from the universe or whatever like that, but I'm getting the message that this is a way to explain it to you. So like the kind of wave, like the ocean wave, will come in, and what happens is it crashes down, okay? It's a big powerful force of energy coming down, and then what happens is that it recedes back up, and then it flicks around, curls around, and it comes down again, okay? So when I feel like, you know, when the energy is like, you know, we're feeling like good and we're like, yeah, it's like we're on this wave that's kind of coming down. Like it's like the surfing, you're riding the wave, like a surfer rides the wave coming down. It's fun, it's joyful, it's like, yes. But when the wave recedes, it's like showing you all the stuff that's like, it's showing you all the sand, right? Like, you know, when it's right on the shore, it's showing you all the sand. It's showing you what you're, you know, like when there's water there, you kind of, there's water there. Like if we're talking about the subconscious here, you know, like there's 90% subconscious and 10% conscious. And the ocean is a deep representative of the subconscious on the planet. And if you actually look at the water volume compared to the water volume compared to the earth mass, like the land on the planet, I mean, I'm not a scientist, I haven't even kind of looked at it, it's just I'm getting the message and I'm sensing, I'm like, well, I don't know, is that like subconscious 90%, is that 10% land mass as well? Like, does that equal out too? So, you know, like when the ocean wave comes in and it recedes back, it's showing you all this stuff. So, and I could feel it coming, like Friday it was actually Friday. I could actually literally feel, I was like, oh, here we go again. And it literally like, you know, receded back. And I don't know if this was just for myself or whether this was like a collective thing. Go with the flow, ride the wave. Yes. So we need to know how to support ourselves in doing this. So it's just like, you know, learning to surf. It's kind of like, otherwise you're just going to get, you know, like you're going to get, you know, what's the word? Like you're going to get dumped, right? When the wave comes and you don't know how to surf, you get dumped, you get pummeled over and you get taken in the wave. Whereas when you learn to ride the wave, you do come down with that joy like you're surfing, right? So the point that I'm sharing here, and I'm going to get straight into this specific download that I shared, and then I'll check your messages, I mean your comments coming through that. Because this is really important, okay? And I'm going to kind of draw a little diagram. So if you guys have been following me for a bit, say hi guys, I'm seeing you all join. Say hi, I'll definitely check comments after. Give me some love hearts if you're just joining in. I'm seeing there's people joining in. Okay, so I'm going to jump straight to the point, okay? So this specific download, and I will look at your messages, your comments after, otherwise I'll get distracted, right? Get to the point, Hannah. Okay, so this specific download, if you guys have been following me, I have been saying, I said the other day or the other week, I was like, I'm getting the message, it's not linear, it's not linear, it's not linear, it's not linear. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool, I got that, like I get that. But then more information has come into that, and I've been kind of getting the message intuitively, and I know I kind of said it on live stream the other day because I was like, it's kind of like the earth is not flat thing, right? So what, and this is a little bit tricky to explain or understand, so give me some love hearts if you're understanding what I'm saying as I go through this, okay? Because the messages are not cryptic, it's just, I'm like, well, I wonder if people understand this. So, you know how they once thought that the earth was flat, and then someone proved them that it's actually round, right? Proved them, okay? So what's been kind of going on in, I guess, reality, okay? That's kind of that old theory, if you may. So that's what happened. Bring it to present day, is that we've been going along, even though the earth is flat, okay? The earth is flat, but I don't know if it's like consciously or emotionally or just society, I don't know what label you would put on this, but the earth is round, we're living on this earth, but we've been living in a way that, you know, we're born, we live for 100 years and we die, and we get really old, and we have all these health issues, and we have all this stuff. Like, we kind of live this line. We go to school, we wake up, we, you know, go to school, we go to high school, we get a job, we go to uni and we get a job, and we buy a house, and we have a family, and we settle down, and then we get old, and then we get our retirement fund, and then we, you know, get old and we die, right? Like, that's like the linear line right now. Yeah, that's kind of what we've been in for some time. And we've been living on this round earth, okay? So if you remember back to, like, whenever that was, that there was the belief that the earth was flat, and we were kind of, I don't know when that was. Like, my kind of history or whatever's it's not my skill, right? My skill's English and writing. And so, like, are you guys with me with this, with what I'm saying? Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you're understanding what I'm saying? So there's kind of like those two things we've just been in, right? So we're living on this round earth. We've kind of got this linear line that we've been, you know, living on. It's kind of like this direct thing. We just kind of wake up, we wake up and we die, right, type thing. So if you can imagine, right, so what's been happening is we're kind of like on this linear line, right? I've just drawn a line with two arrows. So it's like an arrow up and an arrow down, right? So this is like the linear line. And recently I've been getting a message, it's not linear, it's not linear, it's not linear. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. And, you know, and even if you guys saw me, you know, like I released Rapid Ascension Awakening, and there was like 11 levels. And I guess I said, yeah, you guys getting this, awesome. And I was saying, I'm like, there's 11 levels. And for me, it was just a way to explain it, but it's not actually levels. It's not linear. So I'm actually releasing, well, part of the big reveal, part of my restructure is that it's not in levels, right? It's like, it's just, you can choose whatever one draws your interest, right? Rather than it being levels. It's not levels. It's not linear, okay? Now, when I've been getting that message and I'm like, yes, yeah, I get it, Rapid Ascension Awakening, and, you know, even what we're doing, like, it's not linear, it's not a line, there's no hierarchy anymore, yeah? And so what has happened, and you know how I always talk about the spider web? So it's like, well, we're in this spider web now, okay? Where, you know, like it's not this, we're in a spider web, okay? And we're all part of the spider web. We're all spinning a part of this web, yeah? We're all here. It's not linear anymore, okay? And then as I've been and I got this message and I'm like, wow, so what's just happened, right? In the past, I feel like it started about 3 to 4 weeks ago. And the past 2 weeks, it's almost been amplified. People are kind of like, there's been change and people have been hanging on, and or something, you know, it's either been we've been hanging on and or things are a bit out of alignment, and we're like, oh, it's fine, because we're like, oh, that's a bit off, but oh, we'll just keep going because I don't know, something's off, but you know, and so we keep going. But then the past 2 weeks, it's really been in your face, like, actually this is not right anymore. And what has happened is, like, from the linear line, if I just put another little piece of my diagram, it's, this is a little bit hard to explain. So from the linear line, it's actually now gone, like, flat. It's actually turned into the web. Does that make sense? And I feel like it's, like, energetically, collectively, consciously, cosmically, like, whatever you want to put a label on, like, that's what's happened. So from here, it's gone here. And we're like, oh, and what's also happened with this, draw my little person here, my little diagram, right? What's also happened is that from this space, so if you can imagine the person, and we've got like this linear line here, okay? From that person is here, and we've gone drop into here. So we've dropped out of the head and the mind and into the heart. And this is where that web is. This is where that is. Now, what does this mean in actual, like, you know, let's put it into everyday reality terms, Hannah. What the fuck are you even talking about? So this is like, you're becoming conscious of your reality. So third eye, you're hearing messages and you're like, that's sort of a bit off tone. And then you're filtering it through here, which is all shadow work. So it's like, you know, understanding what part they're representing in your life and not. And then dropping into the heart and actually going, that's not in alignment anymore, because, you know, and it's like all these people are like relationship breakup or old relations coming back. There's all this like in relationship, if we don't really understand what the energy is going on and we're trying to hold on to relationships and situations and things and places that are just not in alignment anymore. It's a big reality shifter. It's a big wake up call. And what has actually happened, right, when we're talking about this, sorry, I'm just trying to get this so I can explain it. So what's happening, right, is when all these people are going, oh my God, this is not, I don't get along with that person anymore. I don't resonate with that person, or I don't, right? So we're realizing what I just shared with you on this, you know, this little guy here. And we're dropping into the heart. But when we're doing that, what is actually happening to the collective conscious, to every single person on the planet, is that we've dropped into the heart, yes, and in this energy field. Now this is I'm not a spider, and I'm so sorry, spider, because I don't know that this is how a spider web is built or drawn. But if you can imagine, what's happened is we've dropped from this linear space and we've all just dropped into this web. Now, it's not that anyone is good, bad, right, or wrong, right? I say this all the time. But what's actually happened, and you're realizing, actually, I don't really get along with that person anymore, or that's not right anymore. What's happened is that all these people, so some people are on this bit of a web, some people are on this bit of a web, some people are on this bit of the web, some people are over here, some people over here, and what once was alignment, you know, kind of here, and now that's dropped and flipped. Like the consciousness, the vibration, the whatever you want to call it, everyone's unique. We're all just making up this part of the web, and we've all just shifted. Every single person on the planet has just gone into their own kind of little sections, if you may, of vibrating where they're supposed to do whatever they're supposed to do on the planet. And at the end of the day, you know, like what happens, and what my wise mentor once showed me, is that this is Lois Rowley actually showed me. She said, you know, this person over here, and it's a bit hard to explain without showing you, she got two tissues, right? And she like pulled this little bit. She's like, well, this person's doing this bit of the web, and so she pulled this up. So you know how I always say, I'm like, well, as the web, you know, people grow and you grow in consciousness, the web kind of lifts up here, and people around you feel that shift, and then the entire web shifts, and people either stay or they move. So like this bit of the web will lift up, and then this bit of the web will lift up, and we're all kind of moving the web, and we're all like expanding the web at the same time. So I just wanted to share that, because it's not like, that's kind of what's happened, right? On an energetic thing, we've gone from here to, you know, to here, and the web's, you know, we've just gone and in this web, and we've just all kind of moved into our sections of the web that all make up the web. So when people are feeling like, you know, the world's falling apart, or like relationships, people have just upped and left. There's a lot of people that are going through a lot of heartbreak at the moment, I'm noticing. And, you know, as we come into dropping into the heart, heartbreak happens when, you can imagine, people go off onto the different sites of the web, and we're still connected, but we're not in the physical vicinity anymore, or there's a separation happening around that. So let me know if that makes sense. And I just got the message to share that with you, to kind of understand what on earth is going on the planet right now. And it was kind of, I was just like, oh, that makes so much sense. For you guys in my Trust Intuition tribe, I'm jumping in there on live stream shortly. I've got some really interesting things to share about the shadow, about some darkness. And it's really kind of bringing everything to light. So let me know if that makes sense, and if you guys have any questions about that. And then if you've got shit going on in your own life right now that you're just like, what is going on, please comment below and let me know. And I'm going to check these comments here. You know, and in saying that, I'm like, well, I've just given you an understanding of what's going on the energy. So then it's like, well, Hannah, what do we do about that? Well, what, yeah, that's great. We understand it now. And I think just the sense of the understanding helps our, like, I guess our brain, our body, our human mind, whatever you want to call it, to just go, oh, that's what's happening. Okay, cool. So when we kind of understand what's happening, then we can do something about it. And obviously, as I always share, you know, like the first thing that you want to do is check your self-care levels. rules, okay? Self-care. Make sure you've got support by people who get it, because when all these changes go on, like, and I'm seeing a lot of people in a lot of heartbreak, but I'm also seeing people in a very, I guess, dark place or a really low place. It is heartbreak in the end, because they haven't, I guess, found their tribe. They're not resonating with people around them. People around them are telling them they're wrong. People around them are telling them, you know, you're doing it wrong. What are you even doing? That's witchcraft, or whatever the story is, or, you know, like, don't be out there with that thought, like, whatever the story is. They just literally haven't found their tribe of people who understand and who get them. So, as I said, my Trust Your Intuition is open. The link is in the comments above. I will just drop it in the comments now too. If you know, want to find not only a tribe that totally gets you, but this explanation of energy that I just shared, this sort of talk is normal. And then understanding, you know, like there's always a lot of activity in the Trust Your Intuition private Facebook group, and I'm very, very active in there, supporting my tribe and supporting you guys in there, simply because you're going through exactly Trust Your Intuition, all the training in there of how to support yourself, what to do, how to integrate shadow, how to understand energy, how to deal with shifts like this, and then when you need support, so do I, Steve. So do I. I'm a black and a white witch. I'm all of it. I always see your little lizard. Lizard is third eye, actually. Sorry, lizard, I'm getting distracted. So lizard's got a message for us. So I always see a little wizard on your posts. I love that. Yeah, my Trust Your Intuition tribe is exactly where you come in to do, you know, like share, like, you know, you guys post in there, I come in there and I help understand, you know, help you guys understand and explain the energy. And, you know, it is a deep support of people who totally get this, okay? Because there's not many people on the planet who totally get it, but we all have the potential to get it, and people are awakening left, right, and center, and they're kind of like going, whoa, what is going on? And Trust Your Intuition is a step-by-step guide to understanding your awakening, to understand what's going on, to understand, you know, like all of that. And in that understanding, you then can do something about it, because it's when we're so confused and lost and like in this space, it's like, kind of like, we're like, well, I don't know where to start, right? But when we start getting an understanding of what's going on and how to support ourselves, then we can move forward again. So the link is in the comments there. So let me guys know. Yeah, the wizard is awesome. I'm going to check these comments. Let me know if you've got any other questions, or if there's stuff going on. So let me check here. Okay, lots of past stuff coming up to be dealt with. Yeah, and this is the thing, like, because you know how I shared about the waves and like the wave receding, and then you can see the ocean floor, so everything's being revealed. So all the old shit, all the stuff that you've kind of hidden under the surface, right, it gets revealed. When I felt that wave again on Friday, I was like, whoa, like it's happening really quick right now, right? And I feel like that's normal. This is like, okay, this is now normal, like these big rapid changes, these, you know, shifts to, you know, different, you know, parts of the web, that you can choose to be on any part, by the way. It is a choice. It's not that we've all just been placed in a space. It is a choice where you want to be. At any given moment in time, you're never stuck there. You're not the dead fly, you're the spider that's weaving the web, okay? So like in that space, it's, you know, understanding and being able to support yourself, because all that, you know, the waves coming through and the past stuff coming up, it's like, and this is what I teach in Trust Your Intuition, like it's set out in a way, in a specific way for a reason, so that when that wave comes up, like I felt it on Friday, and then on Saturday, I like was in all this grief for many different reasons. That's a whole nother live stream on itself that I won't go into right now. I've been going through lots of change as well. I'm feeling all these energy shifts as well. I'm feeling this in the webs, because what happens when we shift into a different part of this web, and any change triggers the grief cycle, and we understand, you know, that any change in relationship is just, you know, it triggers the grief cycle, and it's about knowing how to deal with that. So the point I am sharing is that Trust Intuition is laid out so that when these waves happen, and as I said, on the planet, on the consciousness of the planet, on everything, it's going to get quicker and quicker and quicker. Right? It already is. People are like, whoa, this is happening all the time now. I'm like, yeah, this is normal. So we need to be able to know how to ground it, how to support ourselves, and how to support ourselves around us, okay? How to support other people around us. Because if you are an empath, healer, light worker, you're in this sort of field, you're going to get people coming to you and like asking for help, right? So, and by the way, by the end of 2018, Trust Intuition will be a certified practitioner course. So if you want to actually use these skills to help people and create a business out of it, it will be that as well by the end of the year. So, just going to check these questions. Yep, me too on Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday morning, I was in bed crying, like, had a big cry. And I was all good with that, like, you know, and this is the thing. So, yeah, okay, cool. I'm just seeing other comments on the other videos. I'm sorry I didn't see them there. Quicker and quicker and quicker. Yes, oh my goodness, everyone knows going through big shifts right now, either super high or super low. 100%, right? And yeah, I'm so glad other people were having those cries too, because it's just like the shifts in relationships and the realizations and all of that. And by the way, Lizard is, I think it's Sodalite, which is New Vision in the liquid crystal. So I'm just going to grab that book. I'm pretty sure it's Sodalite. So the liquid crystals, I know it's back to front, but so yeah, explains why everything happens all at once. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I'm glad that you guys are resonating. I really felt to share that that thing. Okay, Sodalite, concentrate. Okay, Sodalite. Yeah, Sodalite is New Vision. Sodalite is a deep indigo blue crystal, which is the, I think, okay, I just felt feeling called to read this message out. So there's lots about Sodalite, but the main healing message is, on this day with Sodalite by your side, the conscious, the subconscious, and the high spiritual minds are uniting to manifest a new vision that has been hidden inside you. Hello, dear Lizard. Thank you, dear Steve Wizard, for allowing Lizard to come through. I'm no joke. Like, this is literally what it says in the book. I know it's back to front for you guys. If you don't believe me, I'll take a screenshot and post it later. Literally what it says, right? Okay, I'll just read it out, Hannah. On this day with Sodalite by your side, the conscious, subconscious, and high spiritual minds are uniting to manifest a new vision that has been hidden inside you. In the coming days, you are encouraged to speak truthfully about your emotions, which will create a freedom of attachment to that around you and open the doors for a new world with you at its center. I just said you're the one spinning the web, right? The most difficult thing in manifesting a new path in the world is allowing our focus, which is predominantly mental, to move through the emotional body into the etheric body and then physically manifest. To facilitate this, we must remember that emotional focus is the act of truthfulness with self, and it is the voice of this that Sodalite offers you as its gift. It says, a world focused on truth is a world surrounded in love. A world surrounded in love must act with love, and such directed love unites, enlightens, and gives rise to more truth. Goosebumps, truth bumps. Thanks, Lizard. And the affirmation for that is, I am the perfected vision, the new vision of light. Total goosebumps. I'm getting covered in that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Oh, who resonates with that? How interesting though. It's like everything I just said, right? So thanks, Lizard. Thank you, Powerful Liquid Crystals, for sharing that. Are you in the right place? Are you, Peter? Yes, you are. If you so believe. Yeah, I love that. So cool. The wizard and the lizard. Okay. All right, I just need to open another window and check these comments because some of them get cut off, and then because I've shared it in groups, there's other groups. I just want to make sure I speak to everyone. I'm not purposely ignoring you. I'm just need to find the comments. Okay, where are we? Oh yeah, because there's other people over there too. All right, so let me check these comments, everybody. All right, give me some love hearts. All right, if you guys are totally getting this and if you've got any questions, please let me know. If you think this can help somebody, please share it with them or send it in a private message. Okay, so Kristen says, wow, that is why I saw someone today I used to go out with, relationship healing everywhere. Yeah, there's a lot of old relationships coming up, and this is the thing, right? You know, it's like, okay, it's in the collective, and it's like these waves, as I said, like this is like the new normal. And it's so funny, like on a with my client this afternoon, we're like talking, and she's asking me where you buy sage from, and I'm like, you know, because she's like, it's like, can't, you know, only Woolies is open, and I'm like Woolworths is like the supermarket here in Australia. And I was like, yeah, no, you won't be able to get it from Woolies. And then this thought dropped in, and I was like, well, in 5 years you will be able to. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. Like, this is like kind of like rapid shifts that are happening, you know, like, I'm not sure about the rest of the world, but in Australia here, you know, like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, having juice bars in the center of the shopping centers, you know, is unheard of. And now they're like everywhere, and there's all these healthy cafes and like juice bars everywhere, and like it's normal, right? And even, was it nearly 3 years ago now, when I finished teaching the consciousness workshops in person, I said to them at the very last workshop, I said, in 5 years time, if you guys aren't doing this, like if the world isn't doing this, they're not normal, right? And that's how fast I feel like we're, you know, shifting and changing and moving. So, okay, let me check these comments. How cool will it be to be able to buy sage in, like, you know, the supermarket and stuff? Super love it. Super love it. Okay, check this. Okay, yeah, Peter, please share that. Are you still on the line, Peter? Are you still on the line, Peter? Because I'm actually going to do a separate live stream, but I'll talk about it an hour too. And I almost came live yesterday and did it, but I was in my little behind the scenes workflow that I've been, there's so much exciting stuff to release to you guys soon. The big reveal is coming. And I guess I was, you know, sensing energy, and I always, you know, teach and share about, you know, like, okay, when was the last time you cleared your energy? It's like, you know, this is the first 2 questions I ask people. It's like, self-care, where's your self-care at? And 2, when was the last time you cleared your energy? Because people are like, oh yeah, I think I meditated and cleared my chakras like 3 years ago. And I'm like, okay, can you imagine not having a shower for that long? Like, ugh, right? So, you know, clearing your energy doesn't have to mean that you're sitting in lotus pose and doing all this stuff, right? Yeah, I'm happy for you to share, Peter, for sure, if you want to type in the comments there. And so, like, it doesn't have to be that you're sitting in lotus pose. It can be as quickly as saying, Archangel Michael of 100% light, can you please clear my energy? Can you please clear any energy that's not mine? Can you please clear my chakras? Can you please clear my house? It can be as simple as that. Now, if you don't use Archangel Michael, there are other techniques I use. I'll be, you know, releasing a whole pile of free stuff very shortly on how to do all this sort of thing. Obviously, in Trust Intuition, that's just a tiny snippet of it, because it's like everything you need, Trust Intuition, and the first thing comes in clearing your energy, because we're atoms, we're energy beings, we're sensing energy all the time. Now, this one that came and dropped in yesterday, and I will do a separate video because it's so important, and it's like, this is specifically for empaths, right? Now, I say that and I'm like, well, everyone feels energy, like, too, right? So it's technically for everyone, but it's a specific amazing tool for empaths that feel everything and they're highly clairsentient and that totally feel everything, right? So if you guys know, and I share that, I'm like, okay, you can ask Archangel Michael to clear your energy, and he touches his, you know, white sword on your chakras on each dot, right? On each, well, they're not dots, but you know what I mean. And then the other way is you can call in your internal compass and, you know, expand that out and strengthen that to kind of create a shield around you, but it's not a blocking out shield, because that's really isolating. So, okay. Stay with me with this one. So you know how, like, we're vibrating beings, we're energy, we like made up of all these atoms, and there's not really any space here between you and me, right? And what I was sensing, and you know, I started picking up somebody's energy, and I was like, oh, and I knew who exactly it was, and I was like, right, clear my energy, and I'm like, well, that didn't fucking work, right? And then this other thing dropped in, and what it was like, you know how, like, as an empath, we feel like we're like a sponge, yeah? We're, thanks Steve, we're like a sponge, but we're also like this big bubble of atoms, yeah? We're this big bubble of atoms, and, or energy, whatever you want to call. And when I was sensing somebody's energy, because I know that they too are highly empath like me, and if you guys are watching my live stream and resonate with stuff, you're probably very, very, very similar. Okay, so, and what it was, when I felt their energy, and this is not like they're wrong and they're bad, this is just the experience I had and the shift that came from this, like this amazing new clearing energy tool. So you wear this big ball of energy, and I felt this person, it was almost like all these, like if you can imagine like little bubbles or atoms, right? This is what I'm seeing and feeling at the same time. So all these little bubbles, atoms that makes up my energy, they were on me, or like on all the little atoms that I am. Like, you know how we're like, oh, they're like attached a cord to you and stuff like that, an energetic cord, we need to cut the cords. This was different. It was like, you know, empath to empath, your sponges, your energy just kind of becomes one, I guess, right, in a sense. And when I clear my energy, I'm like, well, that didn't work. And so what it was like, you know, the light or Archangel Michael or whatever it was like, okay, cool. Like it was almost like I shook that energy off all my atoms. So through my entire being and energy field, it was literally like, you know, not a sponge and squeezing it out, was different. It was literally like the energy bubble and all the atoms that make up this energy bubble, which is me. I shook it off, I, you know, cleared it off, like asking Archangel Michael for 100% light to clear it off, and I saw it release, and then it was like I activated all of these tiny little atoms and energy that I am, and so they, like, you know, if you can imagine the tiny little atoms that make us up in energy parts, they're tiny, right? But they just went bing, and like turned on like a vibrant light, right? So it's like this thing. And what happened next was the person that I felt, it was like their energy was like, oh, hang on, and they tried to come in, but because the light was so strong, they receded. Like it was almost like, you know, when somebody, it's almost like, not a jellyfish, but like, you know, an animal or whatever touches it, it's like, ooh, and they recede back away. That was like what happened, like energetically, and I was like, and I felt so clear, and I was like, wow, that was super powerful. I was like, I need to live stream about this. So I will do a specific training on just that, because people need just that, and I know people don't watch my entire live streams at times, but if you're watching this right now, like, let me know if that resonates with you. Yeah, it's amazing, right? And it was so powerful, and I'm like, well, that makes total sense. And, you know, like them receding, like when they kind of tried to come in again and almost touch that energy field of all the atoms of light, like they're atoms. It was literally, you know, like I said, they all come in, but it was like, because there was a different frequency or vibration, they were like, it was just like, oh, I don't resonate with that. And I was like, yes, you know, so it was really, really powerful. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I wasn't planning to share it, but obviously, you know, was guided to. Thanks for the prompt, Peter, because you said basically told to unite with light workers and share the understandings of frequency and vibes. So I'm guessing you trippers are into that. Yes, you're definitely in the right place. Okay. Yeah, awesome. You're definitely in the right place. Welcome. Welcome home, I say. All right, let me check here. I'm just going to check back through these comments. Saturday, so Tabitha says Saturday at Markets picked up grocery and walked off thinking I paid, was all over the shop, and so went back and paid. Yeah, so the energy is very ungrounding as well, and again, this is where it's like your self-care is imperative to, you know, like pull yourself in and like, you know, ground down what's important to you so that you're very aware of your energy. I feel like time alone is also a delicate balance at the moment. We need to connect with humans at the moment because we're connecting human emotional beings. We need that connection. I just want to share too, the other message I didn't share about the cosmic update is that it feels like not so Thursday, but Friday, it was just like Friday and Saturday Australian time. I'm in Australia, so, you know, Wednesday and Thursday, you guys on the other side of the globe, it felt like a real, and I say it like, I don't know, it just felt like a real dark, not a dark energy swept the planet. It just felt like it really dipped. and then it's kind of come back up, and I'm wondering if that's like the wave bit that I kind of got the same analogy of, but it did feel really dark for some reason. And the reason I say that is because, you know, when I was just doing my normal day-to-day stuff, I noticed a lot of people getting ready to go out partying and, you know, getting obliterated off their face, which is not something I've not done for, you know, many years, but I know what that sort of scene looks like. There's no judgment on that. I used to do it, but I guess the point is that I'm noticing it. And I was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of energy on the planet at the moment that people are kind of dealing with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we turn to drugs and alcohol because we don't know how to deal with the energy. And I'm passionate about teaching people how to deal with the energy so that we don't numb ourselves and we can stay conscious and we can all learn to love each other in our heart, which is exactly what Trust and Intuition is all about, by the way. All right, let me just check if there's any other comments happening on those other... Friday was heavy. Yeah. And I guess I just want to share that too. Like, you know, as people are like, yes, it was so heavy. It was like I was walking in my, like, in mud and all this sort of thing. Like, what I want to say to that is that, you know, and again, I teach this in Trust Intuition. When you do feel like that, and this is why I say to people in Trust Intuition, I'm like, come and post in the group and check if anyone else is feeling it, because I guarantee that they probably are. And what that does is it takes the pressure off thinking there's something wrong with us, that we've done something wrong, that we're, you know, unwell, or whatever the story is. It takes the pressure off. I'm like, you know what? I'm highly sensitive and I'm feeling everybody around me, and I need to up my self-care, and I need to speak to my tribe that they get it too. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm not crazy, right? Because we're not. We're just highly sensitive, highly in tune. Hi, Danny. All right, I'm definitely going to look at these comments now before I get distracted, I mean. Okay. The toroidal flow, yes. Okay, Casey said, I just made a post about doing an EFT in regards to an ex-boyfriend. Yes, I said something to him with the intention of pushing him away and was quite forceful, but I still care about him. I know moving on is the best thing for me, but at the same time, I feel bad about being happy. Okay, yeah, so this is kind of like, you know, right? If you're still here, Casey, it's like we've shifted. And for people who are very clear in what they want, you know, and moving forward and all that sort of thing, you know, we make these changes, and then what keeps us stuck or going back to a relationship when we know we need to leave, and this is the heart head going, you know, we're like, yes, this feels amazing, this feels free, and I'm doing this, and then the guilt kicks in, and we're like, oh, and we're back up here in the head, and we're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. No, we feel guilty, and so we go back, and then our heart kind of gets squelched, and we're like, but this is not what I want. Right, but we're doing it out of guilt. So again, in Trust and Intuition is all the tools there about how to clear the guilt, how to drop, you know, how to drop into the subconscious. Okay, where's this guilt coming from, right? I need to shift this out. I don't want to be in this guilt. My heart needs to be free. I know it's not right for me to be in there. Why am I being drawn back, right? So yeah, it's just, you know, working through the guilt and about that too. Okay, Tabitha says, I'm getting all these people coming in who I can help due to my past, yet still dealing with my past and get so confused how I can help, all past stuff. Yeah, and it is that, like, we help people with things that we've been through. I mean, this is not always, but, you know, we do attract people like that. We can choose who we want to work with, definitely, but I do believe that in us helping other people in what we know we can help them with also does heal us, right? It does get to a point where it does heal us. The reason why to move forward, I meant to heal through helping. Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing too. And you're in Trust Intuition, Tabitha, so I feel like that will help you get some more clarity there too, working through the modules. So Pamela says, my ears have been ringing for the past 3 days. Yes, I have been getting some pretty serious downloads as well, Pamela. Just take notice. You know, like when you hear them, like, I'm really conscious of then, okay, cool, like, what was I just talking about? What was I just thinking about? Who was I just interacting with? And then also being very mindful about the next, you know, few minutes, next hour, next couple of days, about the intuition that I start receiving, because it's almost like we're getting a download, and then it's like a conscious understanding of, you know, what is like a, like it's a download about something we need to do as well. So if you just intuitively start, you know, you're just doing your normal thing, just be conscious of what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're saying. And then, you know, and also getting the message specifically for you, Pamela, around like what's in front of you, like, you know, and your people and that sort of thing. You're saying, I don't want all relationships back. Yep, well, you don't have to have them back. Yeah, Spider. So Yvonne says, makes sense, been so emotionally lately, seeing people and things very differently. Okay, yes, thank you for sharing that, Yvonne, because it's spurred me into another part of the cosmic update that I want to speak about, and that is the fact that, and this is just my personal journey, so I'm wondering if anyone else has been feeling this. Like I need to move house anyway. I'm moving house. That's happening. However, I'm like, yes, I'm going to move interstate and I'm going to do all this thing and like move far away from this place because I'm done with this place. It sucks. I'm done, right? I'm out of here. Like, and I'm aware of like, you know, running away from stuff. I mean, like I ran away from, no, I didn't run away from home. I moved out of home when I was 18. I moved to the other side of the country. I haven't been back, hence where I live now. And that was running away from things. And I'm conscious that recently I've felt that same sort of like need to get out of there. I'm like, this is the same kind of feeling. I'm like, okay. And I just sat with that, you know, I still wanted to move, still, you know, doing all this thing. But what the message actually happened and came through is that, again, I shared this a little while ago, but I remember seeing someone doing a cosmic update. They channeled some things, and I have spoken about this, but it feels important to share. I think it was about February, I watched her on YouTube, and she said something about, you know, like the downloads and the shift in consciousness and the energy and the extraterrestrial beings and all this sort of stuff. Like, basically people would be, you know, taken from our planet, like zipped up to the, you know, UFO, and, you know, done lots of work on energetic body and all this sort of thing, and all this stuff's going to happen on the planet, and then they're going to come back to the planet and, you know, do their life again, right? But they're going to be changed. Now, the thing that I feel like has happened is that's happened. And it's not like we didn't, you know, we all got zipped up into the UFOs and all got upgrades and stuff like that, and then, you know, we've come back. But it kind of like, that kind of is what happened. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, 2 weeks ago or something, like there's so many people that were sleeping that were like, I'm so tired, like I can't function. Like, and I was the same. I slept for 3 hours in the middle of the day, and I'm like, okay, you know, and just allowing that, because sleep is the best healer. But as you guys know, when you sleep even at nighttime, you're astral traveling, your dream, you know, healing, you're doing whatever in your dreams, like that shit's real. So when you sleep, and even, you know, like when you're still tired, like now, or you've just gone through a massive change, like if your body's telling you to sleep, don't fight that, because that's healing you. It's like integrating the web back in together after this like change, and then it's like, okay, just need to bring all these pieces back together basically and create the strong web again. So when you said, Yvonne, that you said makes sense being so emotional and seeing people and things very differently, like with my own personal journey, it's been like, and this came after I had the big grief cry on Saturday morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time, and you know, like, you know, it's like wake up to reality, like in a sense of like waking up to the relationships around me, waking up to the relationship changes, you know, pretty much exactly what I said. I'm like, whoa, and like the grief hit me on Saturday, and it's knowing how to deal with that and being okay in the grief, because grief is actually how we let go of something. Grief is actually it's a, you know, specific mechanism in our body, just like crying and the tears release the stress hormone cortisol, just like urinating, just like, you know, going to the toilet, where it serves a definite function. And in our emotional body, grief serves a function, and it serves us and it helps us to let go. If we don't know how to process grief or even change in our life, then that's why there's so many, I guess, problems on the planet, and people's bodies are seizing up, especially heart attacks, because they actually haven't dealt with the emotional pain, and it's just so bumped up in there, like it's in there, right? So when you know how to deal with grief and you allow yourself to feel it, that's how you let go of a relationship. That's how you let go of a situation. That's how you grow and evolve. That's how you move. But dealing with grief and actually being in the I guess the darkness of grief, if you're actually like feeling the tears and feeling the pain, not many people know how to do that, because we want to numb it. It's not normal, so we kind of don't know how to deal with it. So again, in Trust Intuition, I do share with you how to do this, okay? So yes, so lots of people leaving, removing themselves, and this again comes from the web. So people have just gone to their different parts of the web. We're all still there, we're all still connected with just different parts of the web. And the whole thing about, you know, seeing people in places differently, it's like after the grief, like after I moved through that grief, like Saturday afternoon, I really noticed, I was like, something's changed. Like, you know, there's the kind of outcome of grief is that we feel good again, we feel normal again, we feel ourself again. and we come back to a situation, and I feel this is a big part of the cosmic shift right now, that we see it's like we're a different person. No, it's like everything has changed, but actually nothing's changed. Well, everything has changed too, but do you know what I mean? Like everything has changed, but everything's also still the same. We're just seeing it with a different perspective because we've come from linear to this in our heart, and we're seeing it differently. We're seeing it through the heart now, right? We're seeing it through the heart instead of through the mind. That's what's actually happened. And whether we had to leave the planet and come back, like I know if you watched, I don't know, did I do a cosmic, did I call it cosmic update the other week? And I shared about my actual shifts with my aura and the star beings and the upgrades. It was like, I didn't have to leave. And I always share this. I'm like, we don't need to astral travel. We don't need to leave our body. We don't need to go anywhere to receive any information in any given point in time, any kind of healing, nothing, right? And this is again what I teach in Trust Intuition. Okay, it feels so odd that there is so much heaviness, right? Yeah, gifts expanding, and this is, you know, as we come into the heart and the consciousness, like this is, it's what's happening. So in Trust Intuition, as I said, every single tool that you need is in Trust Intuition. I know I harp on about it, but it literally is everything you need. Shadow work, trauma healing, grief processing, you know, strengthening your psychic gifts, how to know, like, you have what gift is what do we do with it, how do we expand, how do we make it stronger, how do I know what I'm receiving, everything you need. Like, I've literally created it for this reason. I'm like, well, they need that, they need to understand this, they need to understand this. It is literally everything you need. So the link is pinned to the top in the comments here. If you've got any questions about Trust Intuition, please go ahead or private message me. The doors won't be open for very long. And so we've come back into this space and we're seeing things differently. So about my own personal journey, I'm like, oh, maybe I don't need to move into state, you know. And what happens in this space is that we come into a space of what our heart really wants and where we actually want to be in the world. And maybe we don't need to go anywhere. It's just that we've come into it, like we have gone somewhere, we have traveled, we've done all that. We're back with these new understandings, with these new things, right? So yeah, seeing things differently, 100%. So Tabitha says, feeling I've got to get back into my tribe for support. Yes, 100%. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that, Steve. I was fully there with that. So Pamela says, explains why everything happens all at once. Yes, and this is like the thing. This is why the wave comes back and everything's shown to you at once. Okay, if you're just jumping on this live stream, you might want to rewatch the entire thing to understand what I'm saying. And this is, again, it's like learning how to deal with all of this at once. Yeah. Again, Trust Intuition. That's all there. So okay, let me see what else. What other comments there are here. Oh, thanks, Steve. I love that, Peter. I love that you were drawn here and I'm like, welcome home. Yeah, thanks, Peter. Yeah, this is what I do. This is what I do. Okay, Yvonne says, I would love to learn more about energy shielding. Yeah, so the biggest thing that I share is, okay. Sorry, I just got distracted by a text message. Would love to know about energy shielding. So I don't recommend using shields, simple for the fact that they are very isolating, right? So like the kind of, I don't like saying the old consciousness. So in the past several thousand years or whatever, there's been a spirituality teaching coming in. We need to protect our energy, right? So we're all like, yeah, let's put shields up and protect our energy. And what's happened is none of us have taken those shields down. And now we're like blocking everything out, including the love that's all around us. So we're feeling very freaking isolated and blocked out because, even from like lifetimes, I just got the message, lifetimes, in whatever, can you imagine the information that your soul has stored and the karmic things that you've put on yourself through going, oh yeah, I believe that. And so we do that over these lifetimes. Wow, how is this for intuition coming through? So, those lifetimes have come over. So we're coming into this life, we've already got some kind of a shield up because I need to protect energy. And what I'm passionate about is that, you're so welcome, Yvonne. So what I'm passionate about is teaching you, and just as I said, we don't need to travel anywhere to get the healings. We don't need to travel, you know, anywhere to do grid work around the world. We don't need to travel and receive information. We don't even need to attend courses or to attend retreats if we don't want to, because our soul already tunes in and gets the information, and we grow and learn from that. Like, this is the web, right? We're all in this web. We all have the, you know, thing to connect in and do that. Now, it's like learning the skills about how to do that, right? It's like learning to write. We kind of need to know a bit, or learning to drive a car. We kind of need to know a little bit of like, okay, A, B, C. And then I'm like, cool, I know how to drive. I can do it by myself now, right? Again, trust the intuition. The point I'm saying is about the energy shielding is, you know, like instead of putting the shields up, I say to expand, you know, there's so many different ways, right? This is just a little short snippet. So you can expand your light. So we've all got a divine spark within us, and we can expand that light through our aura, through our energy field. You can call in your internal compass, which I'm very passionate about people doing. So like your internal compass, you can do it as I'm speaking about it. You bring your awareness to the direction to the north, the direction to the south, the direction to the east, the direction to the west. Okay, so there's the 4 directions, yeah? And then I also say your direction above, so the sun, the moon, the stars, the universe, whatever above, and then the direction below in the center of the earth. So there's 6 points there, right? And you can imagine those 6 points all pouring a color of energy into yourself, like all at the same time. So you've got like 6 points pouring a color of energy, a symbol, a frequency, whatever you want to call that. And you can also notice, okay, what color is that? Oh, this is this color, or this is this color. And it's not like you have to see the color. You might just go, oh, it's blue. Like you just know, or you might be like, oh, it feels like it's green, right? There's different ways we receive energy. Again, that's all in trust intuition. The point I'm saying is that we can pull in or allow the 6 direction points to come into our body. Wherever that point meets in your body, that meeting point is your internal compass. Now, there's so many things we can do with this that I won't go into too much in the live stream, because I always talk about the internal compass. That meeting point is your internal compass. It could be in your heart, could be in your belly, could be in your third eye, could be in your head, could be wherever. Okay, allow that to come in and meet wherever it is. And then what you've also got, right, is a 7th point, which is your internal compass. So you're like connected to these 6 directions, right? You can imagine this, yeah? And then what happens is, if you can imagine the shape, the sacred geometric shape that is now being created around you from activating these points just by thinking about it, right? Yes, I've done a specific meditation on this to strengthen this, okay? Because the more you think about something, the stronger the energy is for that, so it becomes stronger, okay? So when you call in your internal compass and you activate these points, the sacred geometry that, you know, now surrounds you is, I don't know the proper name, I'd have to Google it. I should know, but I don't. I'm just like, I can just see it. It's 2 pyramids, like upside down. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so if anyone knows what that word is off by heart, it's the 2 pyramids. So you're like a diamond, basically, actually. So you're the diamond. And you can use that as your kind of protection, you know, but it's more that you create this force field shield around you. Like, it's an energy kind of, you know, space. And it's not that it blocks out energy. It's just that you're powerful because you've got this energy beaming kind of from you, and you're also being supported, but you're also beaming it, and it's, yeah. So, I mean, that's just one little way that you can protect your energy by being the vibration rather than it feeling like you need to come. Is it the Merkaba? Is that what it is? I know that one. Well, I don't want to say it and then get it wrong, but, you know. Words, labels. So anyway, that's just one tiny little bit of how you can kind of protect your energy. I am releasing so much soon, but, you know, again, you know, and the other important thing is the best form of protection is actually being in your body, because if your soul is not housed in your physical body, then who is, right? And we actually need to go through the throat, past the throat chakra, which so many people are stuck and cut off from their heart, and they're, you know, living it, but they're not walking it type thing. I mean, they're thinking it, what is it? They're talking it, but they're not walking it. And I feel like I'm, you know, here to kind of shift that. Okay. So, all right, if you guys have got any questions, just let me know. I'm just jumping through these comments here. I feel I need connection time alone is so destructive right now. Yeah, so this is the thing, Tabitha, about tuning into what you need. I've really been feeling the past kind of, 4 to 5 days on the planet, like as a collective whole, we're needing to connect with each other. That's why maybe I've noticed everyone was partying more. I'm like, well, okay, let's get together. So yes, so are you taking action on that, Tabitha? Are you, connecting with people on that? So Christina, yeah, so Friday is so heavy, definitely. Hey Christina, you're interested in intuition too, I'm pretty sure. It's always important to remember, and this is why I've created that group, so that when you've got someone around, because I know, and for me, I didn't in the start, that's why I created Trust Intuition, to find a tribe, because I knew that you guys were out there, right? I'm like, I'm not the only one on the planet, it's like 7 billion people, I'm like, hello. And this is, when I always say to people, like, I get a lot of people that come to me and they don't have anyone around them that this is normal, and I'm like, I don't have anyone around me that this isn't normal. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, I've specifically created this, and that's why I'm like, come and join my tribe. I'm like, there's people here that are exactly like us, right? You're not alone. There is my free group too. You don't have to be a member of Trust Intuition. There's just a free reality awareness support group. So please send me a message if you want to be added to that as well, because there are people like you and me. Okay, so, yeah, so I hope that answered your question, Casey. I was getting to it. Okay, Cass says, there's an opportunity in every adversity, just don't give up, keep going. Yeah, and that's the thing where, adversity is normal, like it's there. It's always, adversity is part of the web. And again, it's just learning how to deal with it. And this is where I'm saying I'm passionate about teaching people how to understand energy, what to do with it, and then how to support yourself in that, because it's always there, right? And this is when we don't have that understanding, that's when we turn to drugs and alcohol and so much more to numb that, because we just don't understand. We're trying to make sense of how we feel, but we have no idea that there's all this other stuff going on, right? Yeah, and the adversity, it's like I get a lot of people coming to me in a very dark place, because I know how to support you guys in it and show you how to support yourself, so that then you can, keep going on when the adversity keeps, hitting, because it's just a normal part of life, and it does get less and less. Why? Because we know how to support ourselves more and more and more, and it doesn't affect us as much as when we don't have the support tools or understanding or people around us that also get it, right? So Pamela says she's been there with the guilt. Yeah, Christina, it's interesting you say that. So feeling extreme exhaustion but cannot sleep, which is strange because things have been good. I've also been clear on my purpose and putting plans in motion. Yes. So there's actually been a couple of things with that, like being really tired but can't sleep. I've noticed that, what are we now? So last Sunday, Monday night, I was like, all right, I'm tired, going to bed. And then I'm like, why did I sleep here? Like, and usually I'm out pretty quickly. And someone else had said something, I think it was about 2 other people said something similar. So I think there's a bit of that going on too. In that space, it's also, again, checking in, like, when did you last do exercise? Because physical exercise actually shifts energy and helps us to, it does so many things, but to support us to sleep. So physical exercise is important in your self-care routine. So always checking in, okay, when was the last time that you exercised? Obviously water as well, drinking enough water. I can't get enough water at the moment. It has to be specific bottled water for some reason. And what was the other thing I was going to share with you there, Christina? Cannot sleep. Okay, so also in that space, I'm like, okay, is there a message that you're wanting to tell me, and that's why I'm not asleep yet? Like to your angels, spirit guides, or whoever you speak to is also good. Of 100% liked. Hey Raymond, I did see a comment there. I'm not sure if I said hello or not, but I did see it come up. When I'm in talking flow, I just kind of do that. Yay. Okay. Everything has changed. Everything is the same. Such a shift. Yeah, it is, Casey. Hey. Feels amazing but strange because I've never felt this confident about myself before. Yeah, okay. And the other thing I want to point out there is when you're feeling this, let's make it normal now. This is now the new normal. Like, yeah, it's an adjustment, and yeah, we're like, adjusting to this new expansion. And as I said to in my life purpose mentorship tribe, I was like, okay, like, let's just, this is just expansion. All that, after all the details and everything I've said on this live stream, at the end of the day, the universe is just expanding. Our soul is expanding, and it's at a point where we can't not expand right now. So when you can understand that all we're doing is expanding, it's like, okay, how do I support myself in the expansion that is happening right now? And I'm getting goosebumps saying that, or truth bumps. I'm tapping into truth there. So it's like we're all expanding. How do you support yourself in that? Get very clear about what support is for you, and find your tribe and find people who totally get it, okay? That's like your biggest lifesaver, okay? You're not alone in this. Yeah, and so make it normal. So like the expansion is normal, the self-care is normal, this new level is normal for feeling this way. Like let confidence and self-care and self-love be normal, right? Let's kind of anchor that into our body by making this normal, like training ourselves. Okay, this is my new normal now, right? And dealing with anything else that comes up that, you know, is just releasing that grief from the past. So Vincent says, feel high suddenly, the minute later I feel low as ever. Yeah, Vincent, are you still on the live stream? I highly recommend you watch the start of this live stream. I'm not sure if you were there at the start or not, but I highly recommend you watch the start to understand what's going on. I'm actually just going to take a drink because I didn't before. Yes, love that. Stepping into liking yourself and loving yourself, definitely. Casey says I'm the same. Yay. Yeah, you're so welcome. So glad the explanations help. I feel like that's a big part of my gift. Okay, recently I've been condemned by family members. Yeah, there's a lot of family members going on. There's other people I know as well. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Okay, there's a lot of darkness being thrown around at people like us at the moment. I've experienced it myself, actually. So I just want to share that, you know, don't take it personally, but at the end of the day, it does hurt, especially when it comes from people who are close to us or we've shared a bond with or that we care about. And we're just like, what? Like, this is how we think, right? And this is where we need to get clear on our support system and understand how we deal with these emotions, how we deal with these projections from other people, why we've got them in our life, why it happened, like, and understand that, because it all happens, everything happens for a reason. There's always a lesson. And when we get the lesson, then we shift. Plus dealing with the grief and the hurt and all that is all part of it, right? Again, trust your intuition, has all the tools there. But I just want to share that, you know, it is quite strong at the planet right now, like that people are projecting stuff. It's just, I don't know why that's happening, but it's happening a lot at the moment, and it's important more than ever to know your support system and use it. Okay, you're so welcome, Casey. Okay, Anne says not enough stored glucose in the liver can cause sleepiness, brain screams for energy, glass of water and some honey. There we go, water, yes. Thanks for that, Ant. Funny about the channeling, I feel like there's a block. I do ancestral ceremonies and attempt to connect, but crickets. Yeah, so be okay with the crickets. There's space there. And I'm also getting the message for you, Christina, to ask what other ancestral stuff wants to come through. And be okay about the break. Be okay about the space. Be okay about the quietness, because I feel that soon we're going to be busy. Yeah? So enjoy the rest and be prepared. Get prepared. Like, use this time, use the quiet time to be prepared. Yeah? It's our support system which is being tested at present. Yes, and this is part of the coming into the web and the support system that we thought we had and we thought was really, like, it felt amazing. All of a sudden, we've all gone on to different aspects of the web, and it's not like, oh, it's not. Wow, didn't see that coming. Yeah. So this is about finding what is your support system. So Christina says, I think maybe it has something to do with being so close to having Barb. Yes, there we go, Christina. It's quiet now because you're going to be busy physically with a baby. Hello. I didn't see that until just now. Kristen says, my life has shifted so much too. Yes, I guess I have a new vision for the year, but it upsets me. I thought I could move on faster. Yeah, I'm getting that sense too. Everyone's like, how come this is not happening yet? It's like July. Hello. I am getting the message too. Like, I know I just said that for you, Christina, and you're like, I'm having a baby. I'm like, oh. But at the end of the day too, I also feel collectively and cosmically that we are going to be busy, like, and when I say we, I'm like the light workers, the healers, the empaths, the people, and you guys who understand this energy, soon in the world, there's gonna, like, everybody's gonna be waking up, and everybody's gonna be like, there's new systems getting put in place, there's new, like, everything is getting put in place. There's people like us, like you and me, you guys watching my live stream, you're light workers, you're empaths, you serve in this energy field in some way, shape or form in your business, or you wouldn't be following me, okay? And, you know, this is why, you know, by the end of 2018, Trusted Intuition will be a certified practitioner course as well, because in, you know, 5 years, like I said, in 5 years, Sage will be available in the supermarket. Like, I'm so excited that that dropped in today. Thanks to my client for that conversation, and then that dropping in. It's like, well, in 5 years it will be. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So people like us need to get ready, and this is where I'm saying, like, it's quiet. It might be quiet. It might feel like crickets. This is like, you're listening, you're like, come on, and you're like, there's just nothing, right? It's quiet, and this is the time to get prepared. You know, like, you know, if you really want to step into this work and, you know, do it and come out in the world, and, you know, you don't have to call yourself a healer, but along those sorts of lines, it's like, okay, what do you need to do to be prepared? Like, what skills do you need to learn? How do you need to set up your business? You know, what would your life look like? Are you moving towards that? Or are you just kind of sitting back and then wonder why you're getting depressed and anxious and all this jazz, right? Because people like us are being called to step up to be able to serve the greater humanity, because the world in 5 and 10 years time is going to look very different to it does now, and very different to it did 5 or 10 years ago. If you can just, you know, like, comprehend how quickly the world changed when the iPhone and the Mac came in, right? Like, that was rapid speed. Like, in 5 or 10 years time, there's going to be new technology that is not publicly available right now, but is already being made, and then it's going to be released, and we're going to be like, whoa, that world just changed. And people like us need to be ready, because people are going to be waking up and need to understand the energy, need to know how to heal, because all this stuff, you know, that we've been burying for so long is going to come up, and, you know, they're going to be turning to you because you know how to do it, right? So it's like, get yourself prepared, okay? If you're feeling quiet, go, okay, cool, this is either my time to rest and I'm going to let myself sleep, or I'm going to be getting my business ready to a point that I can help, yeah? Your chocolate needs to be prepared. Yes. Bring that to the world. And this is the thing too, you know, your life purpose, maybe you're not a healer, maybe, you know, like, you're being called to do whatever you're being called to do. And this is the thing about life purpose. It's not the same for everyone. I'm not saying like you need to get an online business and do what I'm doing, unless your heart is calling you to do that. Okay. Your life purpose is what your heart is calling you to do. Okay. Let me just check this comment here. Okay. I see new people join live too. Hi. Okay. Thanks, Greg. Of course it has. Tonight has resonated so much with what's happening in the stars. By the way, people, if you want your astrology chart done, Greg is freaking amazing. I got mine done on the weekend, and he is gold. So, Greg, if you want to drop a link, or you can contact him, he is amazing if you've been wanting to get your chart done. So thanks for that confirmation. So true, you just started your project. Yay. Casey says, I'm scared to move on. I feel so married to my past, but I'm feeling so called to evolve. Yep, trust your intuition. Sounds like it's calling you, because that will help with every aspect of what you just said. In my gut feeling, I know I need to retrain my brain instead of the same old path I've trod on for years. Meditation, Buddhism, what is your thoughts? Yeah, lots of things. All of those things, you know, and at the end of the day, Dawn, it's whatever you're feeling called to use, whatever tool. So retrain your brain. I actually talk about that in module 1 or module 2. I think it's module 1 actually, of Trust Intuition. So again, module 1 of Trust Intuition. Trust Intuition, people, are you hearing? It's Trust Intuition. Literally everything you need is in that course. Like, it's why I created it, because I'm like, people need to know this stuff. They need to know every little detail of how to understand the energy and more. Okay, Christina says, I have a new committee where I was supporting women. Yes. Yay, I love that. I love that. Yeah, so even that, Dawn, you're like, doing it is bloody hard and frustrating. It's like, well, that's a brain training that you need to start rewiring to start with, yeah? So you need to start training yourself. Okay, I'm learning how to do this with more ease and flow, rather than like, this is easy, and your brain, your subconscious is going, no, it's not, right? When you say, I'm starting to learn how to do things with ease and flow. I'm starting to learn how to shift my energy so that things happen naturally along, you know, all those sorts of words, and retraining your brain that way is the very first start, right? Self-love and personal empowerment. Yes, yes, yes. All right, cool. I'm going to jump off this live stream. If you think that this has helped you guys tonight, please share it or send it to someone in a private message if you think it can help them, or comment their name on this live stream. I'm just going to double check the comments on the other bits as well. So trust your intuition, as I keep saying, does have absolutely everything you need to be able to get through and understand the energy and so much more, like I've been sharing on this live stream tonight. And let me just check this other live stream for comments. No, awesome. So if you've got any questions about it, please send me a message. The link is in the pin to the top here in the comments. It won't be open for very long because I am putting the practitioner module onto it by the end of the year, and it probably is not going to be reopened with that until 2019. So if it does call to your soul, because it is a soul calling thing, then you'll need to jump in that. Yeah, it's beautiful having you live, Christina. Lovely to connect with you. And thank you all for joining me live. There's been lots of you here tonight. Thank you all. Bless. Namaste. Keeping it real as always.